In front of me is a Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, and today I'll show you how to go through the setup process of this device. So when you boot it up for the first time, you will be presented with this screen right over here, or in theory at least you should be. And all you need to do now is tap on an arrow and then find your desired language. Now for me it's already selecting a correct one, English, so I'm just going to proceed further, but obviously you can choose any language from here from the list. And then the next page is choose your region. Again, it selected a correct one, so I don't need to change it, but once again you can find your region in here and set it up. The reason you might want to choose a correct region, it does set up the date and time based on the region if you're not connected to any kind of network, meaning that it will choose a correct time zone. But if you don't really care for that and you will connect to Wi-Fi or mobile network later on, then date and time will be set automatically anyway, completely disregarding this anyway. So I'm gonna go to the next page right here, which is terms and conditions. You can tap on these two right here to read exactly what you're agreeing to, so user agreement and privacy policy. And once you're done, or if you're like me and you don't really care, because at the end of the day you still have to agree to those, even if you don't like it, otherwise you just bought a like what, 500 or 1,000, maybe a little bit below $1,000 brick. So yeah, you do need to select this if you want to use it, otherwise you can just throw it away. Anyway, from the next page we have the option to insert a SIM card. Now, to be completely fair, this page right here is absolutely useless in majority of the cases, because if you're planning to use a SIM card, you most likely already popped it in there. And if you're not planning to insert a SIM card right now, you most likely won't do it right now anyway, because the moment you insert a SIM card, it will start working magically, automatically. So you don't need to do anything extra, and this page is completely useless because of it. Now the only reason why you can actually see it right here is because if you choose to skip it, the next thing that it precedes it is the Wi-Fi connection. And if you choose to skip both of those, you won't have the Google sign-in page show up throughout the setup process. So you won't be able to log into it. Now that can be changed later on after the setup is complete by going into the settings, connecting to either mobile or Wi-Fi, and then going to accounts and adding your Google account. But it just won't be neatly provided throughout a sequence like it is right here. Now I'll be skipping it, so you won't actually see the Google sign-in page, like I mentioned. But anyway, on the next page that we have is the Google services. So quickly going over those services, we have location, which is GPS tracking. We have scanning, which allows the device to look for signals like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And we have send user and diagnostic data, which allows Google to spy on you. So once you choose your settings there, we are now able to set up some kind of screen lock to our device. So we have the pin pattern password option right here, so you can choose which one you want after you tap on this, as you can see. And we also have a fingerprint, which will also prompt you to set up pin pattern or password, because you cannot have just a fingerprint. If something happens to your finger, you basically have to have other ways of opening or unlocking your device. That is why you have these options right here. So I'm just gonna skip both of those. I don't really feel like setting up anything, so I'm gonna select skip right here, which brings us to additional settings. Now quickly going over those, because some of them do repeat, but these are from Xiaomi now instead of the Google. So you have location, again GPS tracking, but from Xiaomi. You have send diagnostic data automatically. It's similar to Google, just it sends automatically or manually, though manual I'm not exactly sure how it's based. Maybe when you're manually connected to Wi-Fi, then it sends it anyway. I'm kind of guessing right here, but yeah, both of them I don't really like when too many companies have access to my data. Automatic system updates, obviously up to your preference. If you want to keep it on, if you don't, just disable it. Then we have user experience programs. I don't really want that. And lastly, the best for last, is the personalized ads, which is the absolutely most horrendous option in here. What it does is basically completely gathers data on what you search for through your browsing history, possibly also uses a microphone, although I'm kind of guessing about that, though truth be told, I had plenty of cases on my phone where speaking about something that I was thinking about buying resulted in me just getting those ads. Suspicious considering I never searched for them. So anyway, this basically checks your search history, Now just keep it at that. That is confirmed, and then gives you ads based on your interest. And I consider that to be absolutely disgusting, and I absolutely hate this. And I hate it even more when you try to disable it. It brings up this window. As the only option throughout the entire setup, it wants to make sure that you do want to turn off their personalized ads. Like it's such a great feature. Yeah, turn off. No one likes it. And then we can proceed to the next step, which allows us to set up a launcher. Now, this is kind of like mismatched, I would say, because classic, considering this is an Android, would be the app drawer. And what they consider classic is classic, but for iOS, meaning iPhones. Because what this does is just puts all your icons smack in the middle of your home screen, while this gives you the app drawer, so your apps can be stored in a place where they're alphabetically organized, which is what I would prefer. There we go. And once you choose your launcher, basically are finished with your setup. Give it a second and we should see our home screen. And there we go. So that is how you can go through the setup of this device. And if you found this video helpful in any way, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.